Hello, dear friend. I'm John, and I'm grateful you've chosen to spend these quiet moments with me. Tonight, we'll drift gently through a familiar tale told in the softest tones, The Ugly Duckling. Our purpose is simple: relaxation, reflection, and perhaps the warmth of a quiet smile. Before we begin, dim the lights or switch to a comforting amber glow. Settle into bed or your favorite chair, letting head and shoulders sink a little deeper. Allow each breath to lengthen, releasing the day's little tensions. There is nothing you must do now. Only listen, breathe, and float. Beneath a warm midsummer sunrise, the world feels new-washed and unhurried. Reed stalks sway in hushed conversation, while silver minnows flicker beneath a glassy pond, their tiny tails scribbling calligraphy on water as clear as mountain air. Beyond the cattails, a low-roofed farmyard nestles under an ancient willow whose branches trail like silk ribbons, tickling the surface with gentle laughter. In this quiet corner, Mother Duck sits within a ring of speckled eggs. Her feathers puff softly, shielding new life from the inquisitive dawn. One by one, the shells give way with patient, meticulous taps, little beaks greeting daylight for the first time. Downy ducklings emerge in shades of honey and cream, their peeps as delicate as wind chimes. Mother Duck murmurs encouragement, arranging her brood beneath the umbrella of her wings. Last of all, a larger egg remains, its surface faintly mottled, as though painted with drifting cloud shadows. Hours pass. Then, crick, crack, the shell parts, revealing a hatchling clothed not in gold, but in muted ash gray. His bill is slightly broader, his legs a bit longer, and his first timid peep quivers like a note held too quietly. Mother Duck tilts her head, puzzled yet kind. Around her, brothers and sisters pause mid-chirp, their bright eyes widening. The pond's hush deepens as the gray hatchling stretches uncertain wings. Dragonflies skim where water rings expand. Somewhere, a bullfrog offers a single baritone croak before falling respectfully silent. The new duckling's heart flutters with shy optimism, but whispers ripple through the yard like wind over straw. "How odd he looks," cluck the hens from a rail. A goose honks, half amused, half dismissive. Even a kitten perched on the milkhouse step pauses its grooming to stare. Mother Duck, steadfast, gathers the whole brood and waddles toward the pond. Her children tumble behind in a tumble of soft feet and fluff, yellow, 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 and finally gray. Rushes part. Water embraces them like cool satin. Each duckling bobs to the surface, and the gray newcomer, to everyone's surprise, glides as surely as any other. For a beat, the farmyard seems to accept him, until the whispers resume. Too big, too strange. The cattails sigh on his behalf. Yet in the hush below the whispers, the pond speaks a gentler language. Lily pads present emerald stepping stones over black mirror depths. Sunlight dapples feathers, amber on gold siblings, silver on gray newcomer, equal in radiance. Dragonflies write invisible poems overhead, their wings sounding like pages turned in a dream. In this liquid cradle, difference matters little. Every ripple finds its course, every reflection its place. As the first evening clouds blush rose pink, the brood returns to a straw-lined nest. Fireflies kindle along hedges, each a tiny floating lantern granting silent wishes. The gray duckling curls beneath mother duck, listening to her heartbeat echoed the slow rhythm of the pond. Outside, a warm breeze combs the grass, and somewhere an owl calls, low, calm, unhurried. Under that broad feathered shelter, the little outsider drifts toward sleep, comforted yet carrying questions he cannot name. Summer ripens into mellow autumn. Leaves drift from orchard trees like slow-turning pages, laying a carpet of russet, copper, and umber. Ducklings grow tall on pondweed and sunshine, their plumage polishing to satin yellows and chestnut browns, save for one whose gray feathers deepen to cool smoke, wing-tips brushed with slate. His stride, too, lengthens, making him tower awkwardly above siblings who now whisper behind curved wings. Days shorten, dusk arrives early, wearing violet robes. In the hen yard, barbed laughter prickles the cool air whenever the gray duckling passes. A pair of magpies titter from the fence, and a haughty turkey puffs its feathers in theatrical disdain. The pond, once a cradle, begins to feel small, mirroring back a loneliness he had hoped was only a passing shadow. With the first frost, wild instinct stirs. Steens of migrating geese trumpet overhead in sweeping chevrons, their calls echoing like distant brass horns. The gray duckling watches skyward, heart tugged by a music he does not yet understand. One brittle dawn, he spreads his wings and stumbles into cold, dew-silvered grass, following the wind's unseen trail beyond farm boundaries. Thus begins a gentle pilgrimage through hushed meadows and across narrow streams that braid through the countryside like strands of polished glass. By day, frost-rimmed hedgerows glimmer under pale sun. By night, the traveler beds beneath dry reeds, listening to the hush of stars. Crickets slow their song, and river reeds murmur ancient lullabies only wanderers hear. As autumn bows to winter, snow drifts silently, cloaking fields in downy white. The gray wanderer seeks refuge in a hollow beneath a fallen log. Steam swirls from his bill, feathers ruffled by icy gusts that carry scents of distant pine and wood smoke. Hunger gnaws, but moonlight bathes the world in quiet wonder. Each snowflake, a tiny frozen flower from unseen gardens, settles upon his wings, turning them to pale silver filigree. Here and there, brief encounters spark warmth. A kindly field mouse sharing grain beneath a barn's drafty eave, a rough-voiced shepherd dog who, in a rare pause, offers companionship beside a glowing lantern, a frost-stiff scarecrow who, though silent, stands sentinel over dreams. None remark on grayness or size. In winter's democracy, all creatures simply endure together, breaths puffing like ghost lanterns in the still night. Deepest winter comes, a hush profound enough to hear sap sleeping in trees. Lakes seal under glassy armor. Yet even then, life whispers of resilience. Evergreen needles release cedar perfume. Red berries blaze like tiny hearths. Far away, unseen in frozen clouds, swans wing southward with measured grace, their silhouettes etched against starlight. The gray wanderer lifts his eyes, heart swelling with yearning so wide it feels like sky inside his chest. The gray wanderer lifts his eyes, heart swelling with yearning so wide it feels like sky inside his chest.
At last, gentle thaw arrives, like a whispered apology. Icicles loosen their grip, chiming faint goodbyes as they fall. Beneath thinning snow, green shoots stretch, newborn and courageous. Streams awaken, their voices bright and eager, carrying broken ice downstream like ghosts released. The wanderer, thinner but stronger, follows the water toward a lake he has never seen, yet somehow remembers. It lies cradled in a valley, its surface a flawless mirror reflecting spring's first shy colors. Willow catkins tremble like silver tassels. Clusters of pale wildflowers lean over the bank, curious. Most breathtaking of all, gliding upon the quiet expanse, are 3 magnificent swans. Their long necks bow to the wind, wings folded like alabaster sails etched with soft shadows. Each stroke of their webbed feet inscribes cursive ripples across liquid glass. The gray traveler, still convinced of his awkwardness, drifts half-hidden among reeds, watching. For long moments, he simply breathes, the scene painting itself onto the canvas of his heart. A longing deeper than language rises, part awe, part kinship, part fragile hope, and carries him, almost without will, out into open water. Swans pause their graceful orbit, turning luminous eyes toward the newcomer. Expecting scorn, he lowers his gaze, but the lake offers a mirror. Where once he would have seen uneven down and uncertain stance, he now meets the reflection of white feathers that catch sun like fresh snow, a neck curved with quiet regal strength, wings that arch in perfect balance. Confusion flutters, then melts into dawning understanding. He too is a swan. The trio approaches in serene procession, yet no urgency disturbs the peace. Their welcome is made of silence, shared breaths, and the subtle choreography of wings opening space. One swan dips its head in greeting. Another offers a soft, harmonious note that sounds like distant chimes. The gray in memory, white in truth, wanderer answers, tentative at first, then with gathering serenity, as if some hidden bell inside him has finally found the right wind to ring. Together, they arc across the lake in slow, unhurried loops, threading ripples like embroidery upon silk. The breeze carries the fragrance of blossoms and fresh earth. Water, warmed by morning sun, whispers against feathers. Somehow, time thins, becoming as translucent as dragonfly wings. In that liminal hush, belonging crystallizes, not loud or dazzling, but gentle, inevitable, secure. When afternoon light turns honey soft, distant farm children wander to the shore. Their laughter floats across the water like paper boats. One child points, "Look, new swans!" Another sighs, eyes shining. The day continues, a simple, quiet miracle, accepted without fuss by willows, reeds, and sky. And you, dear listener, may feel a similar settling within. Differences that once seemed glaring find context, embraced by wider waters, seen in kinder light. Gratitude unfurls like willow leaves in sun. You may rest now, carried by ripples that move at the pace of peace. Thank you for joining me on this gentle journey. May your night be soft and nourishing. Allow eyelids to grow heavy. Let thoughts drift like far-off swans across still water. Until we meet again, sleep well and dream kindly.